Hi, I'm Jaiya. I'm the founder of New World Sex Education and author of Red Hot Touch. And today I'm talking to you about how do I know if I've had an orgasm? This is a question I get a lot. So, especially from women, I think, men, they kind of know when they had an orgasm because usually there's an ejaculation that goes along with it, although that doesn't always happen. So guys, you can separate your orgasm and your ejaculation. But for women, we can have so many different types of orgasms, and I think that we really expect one certain thing, Just to review a few of the types of orgasms women can have: clitoral orgasm. Now, there are many different ways you can have a clitoral orgasm, depending on if it's like a full clitoral orgasm, which the clitoris does extend into the body like a wishbone, kind of looks like this. And then you can have just clitoral head, clitoral shaft, clitoral legs. So there's all these different pieces of the clitoris. So there's many different kinds of orgasms that can happen along the clitoris. Most women experience like a clitoral head orgasm. That's kind of like the most intense, usually from rubbing or friction. Now there are vaginal orgasms, there's G-spot orgasm, there's ejaculatory orgasms for women, there's full body orgasms, there's multiple orgasms, there's energetic orgasms. So all these different kinds of orgasms that women can experience. So how do you know if you're having them? Well, let me just start with the most common, which is clitoral, because that's what most women are going for and usually what they experience. So usually an orgasm will feel like a number of rapid contractions at the pelvic floor. Now, depending on your pelvic floor health, if your pelvic floor health is weaker, you may not feel those as strong as someone who has very strong pelvic floor muscles. Usually there's a change in breath, but that doesn't, we think like I have to have this mind-blowing, hair-pulling, screeching thing. That's what orgasm is. And that's because that's often what we see in films or we see in porn movies is the, that whole thing happening. But an orgasm can look as simple as a deep breath with eyes closed, and it can be very quiet. So I just want you to know that orgasm can be different in your body than what maybe you've been seen or been told by, a popular magazine on the shelf that you should have this toe curling experience. It doesn't always happen that way. Orgasm can be very, very subtle. So it's about paying attention to your body, tuning into what's happening in your pelvic floor, and that's going to help. I recommend mapping as well as a way to kind of get in touch with. There's a disconnect between the brain oftentimes and the body. So you're having orgasms a lot of times, but you don't know it because your brain's not connected to it. So mapping helps to connect your brain and your body together. And you do this by, you have a lover or someone, a friend who feels comfortable doing this with you. Go around your vagina like a clock face and, say, I'm doing little circles at the 12 o'clock position above your clitoris. And on a scale of 1 to 6, how does this feel? So they're telling you, they're describing to you, or I'm doing windshield wiper motions, or I'm using firm pressure on the roof of your vagina, whatever that is that you're doing to actually describe it so that the mind gets a connection, because we don't feel that oftentimes. Like I still do it with my lover. I'm like, what are you doing? What is that? Because I can't tell in my mind. I can't get a picture in my mind of what's happening. So creating that connection between the mind and the body is really important in knowing, am I having an orgasm? That's just a little bit. I could go into each kind of orgasm and how to know if you're having it. But for now, you can visit my site, sexisyou.com, and get more information.